Okay, so hi everyone. Today we're gonna discuss whether old or rundown building historicals in the city centers should be demolished or replaced with the modern shopping malls to maximize the economic benefits. This is a topic often create debate, but it involves balancing the economic growth with the cultural preservations. And to start off, I would like to explain the basic conflicts. On one side, people argue that shopping malls bring jobs, tourists, and the revenues. But on the other side, uh, many believe that historical buildings are the part of a city identifies and should be protected. Personally, I think that we need to consider both cultural value and the long-term economic impact before deceiving. Like for example, in many cities or markets or the colonial buildings are replaced by the huge malls that attract shoppers. And this mall usually generate more income in the short terms. However, once everything looks modern and identical, the city can lose its unique characters, which may harm the tourists in the long run. So even though most make the money, the loss of the heritage may cost even more.
Thanks. I would like to expand on this idea. I believe historical buildings carry emotional and education value. They remind us of our roots and our culture and there's some stories of past generation. If we demolish them too quickly, we lost part of our identity. That is something no shopping malls can replace. At the same time, I understand argument of modernization. Cities need new infrastructure and economic activity, but modernization doesn't have to mean deep destruction. It can mean restoration and adaptive reuse. For example, in Singapore, many old shop houses were restored instead of destroyed. Today, they host cafe, artists, and art studios. They use they still bring economic benefits, but they also preserve the city historical chance. This shows that combining heritage and business can be successful approach.
Yeah, great point, everyone. I think historical buildings are just not some old structure. They are cultural resource. When city they keep their heritage, they can attract more tourists who just want to see some authentic architecture and history. Tourism itself is also a strong source of economic profit, and if we replace all of those buildings with some shiny malls, the city center might become less interesting and just more generic like other ones. And once cultural signs are gone, we can't just get them back. For instance, in Kyoto, Japan, strict rules that protect our wooden house and temple. Even though the city is modern, the preserved traditional street still attract millions of tourists every year. That cultural identity brings huge economic value, which is far more than what a typical mall could do. And this also proves that heritage can be an economic advantage, not just a limitation.
So I agree with all you, but I also want to ask a question. Not every opening in history plays significant. Some may permanently be unsafe, severely damaged, or impossible to restore. In those cases, redevelopment might be necessary, and modern shopping malls can bring convenience and jobs. However, whenever possible, cities should evaluate building carefully before deciding to demolish them. Cultural heritage should be protected when it can meaningful value. So, for example, look at Milano's Convent Garden. Instead of destroying them or building the city green, renovate them and turn the area into a lively mix of shop, restaurant, and performance space. It still generates massive economic benefit, but the historical remain intact. This is a great example of how smart planning can reverse identity while still supporting the economy.
Well, thanks everyone. So for our discussions, it's clear that the issue is not simply the most versus history. Instead, the real question is how to balance develop with the preservations and demolished everything for the short-term profits can damage the city cultural and tourism's value in the long run.
Exactly. Modernization and economic growth are important, but they should not come at the cost of losing our cultural roots. Restoring and repurposing historical buildings can give us the best of both worlds.
Yes, and preserving heritage makes city unique. When people travel, they don't just want every place to look the same. So keeping historical structure can actually improve long-term economic success.
In short, I believe cities should protect significant historical buildings whenever possible and only replace when them when there is no other opinion. Maintain cultural identity while still allowing economic development.
Thank you for watching.